Hello and welcome to another episode of Popcorn Friday. I've got Kay with me today. We're going to be reviewing King Arthur Legend of the Sword. And if you would like a chance to win a poster of the latest Transformers film, if you like it, then watch at the end and we'll tell you how to do that.
Totally unrelated to King Arthur.
It's totally related.
No.
But we are endeavouring to try and keep it spoiler-free. Okay, so it's directed by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, so him taking on the Arthurian legend, I guess, is a little nerve-wracking for some. It's King Arthur. It's the legend that, you know, most of us have grown up with. We love it. We're really invested in it, and we know it really, really well. Yep. So it's very difficult to create. I think it's difficult to create something that is unique. For
the most part, it does what it says on the tin. It ticks all the boxes. You have the sword, you have magic, you have Arthur, you have the Pendragons, that whole kind of circle.
Yeah.
But then he kind of mixes in a whole bunch of worlds as well.
Yeah.
We were talking about this on the way back in the car when we'd seen it. So he's got a bit of Robin Hood. So he's got his band of merry men.
Yeah.
Which definitely harks. There's literally a bit in the woods where he's got his band of merry men.
Yeah.
And it just is basically saying, I'm Robin Hood. And then we've got a bit of Aladdin, which...
The sort of street urchin type feel.
Which is really funny considering...
Street urchin makes good. I don't know. Becomes powerful, becomes king. Yeah, that's very Aladdin.
Yeah.
And he's about to do it.
He's about to do it. His next film is Aladdin live action. It's also got a bit of Moses in there.
Yes, let my people go.
Yeah.
He comes, so he is born of royalty, but then gets sort of chased away, and then returns to free the people from
desperately
slavery.
Trying not to give anything away. But from the trailers...
and that's the storyline anyway, so...
The trailers show that he lives on the street in a brothel and he's raised really gritty, which kind of really lends itself to Guy Ritchie type of filming.
Yeah.
Because he loves taking that Robert Downey Jr. type character and sticking them in the muck.
Yeah.
And then...
I have to say, there was one point in the film, which I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but it's a montage and you can't miss it. And it was at that point when I suddenly realised I was watching a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah. But one of the things I really liked about this film was it ticked all the right boxes. I was saying that it's like a roller coaster ride. It doesn't kind of let up, but the pacing is so good. So you open epically, like, don't miss it. Like, don't be late for the film.
Yeah,
because
don't miss the beginning.
The beginning is like, this is the type of film you're watching. Then we build character development, more rides, more rushes, more highs, more lows, and then you get your boss. Like, I've been saying this about so many films. They don't finish it well. And I feel like that we got something at the end of this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a big blockbuster Hollywood films, the cast that comes along with these are normally big names.
Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam.
I thought he was great as Arthur. I think... Obviously, he's playing a kind of Arthur that's different to the legend. There was a moment in the film where I was like, check your attitude, Arthur. You're not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
And then I had to check my attitude and go, hang on, this is somebody else's interpretation of this legend. Yeah. Let it go. It's going to be okay. And it was. So.
Because we're invested with the Merlin
series.
We
love the Merlin series.
And that Arthur is very different to this Arthur.
Yes, and then of course the other filmic Arthurs that we've had in the past have also been different.
Yeah.
I think we're used to the sort of very royal, very proper British Arthur, who's very knightly and full of, you know, everything's got to be righteous and full of honour. Yeah. And then we get this thief, ruffian, street hooligan, the kind of guy who would be the drug kingpin on the corner.
Really good anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, does done that well.
Yeah.
So obviously there are other amazing actors in it. Jude Law plays Vortigern, is the brother to Uther Pendragon. Yeah. And Uther Pendragon is played by
Eric Bana.
Eric Banana. Eric Banana. And when he's on screen, I love it. Formidable acting presence, and I was like, whoa, he's good.
One thing that we found a little bit tricky was the one character's name's Bill, or also known as Goosefat. Yeah. It played by Aidan Gillen. Yeah. Who played Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, who is not a nice character, and who is very devious and conniving and scheming, and so as Ruben mentioned after we watched the film, the whole way through the film, you want to trust him, but you just can't. I couldn't. I looked at him like, what are you going to do? Yep, you're going to do something. You're going to do something. You're going to betray them.
So he brings that, which is a bit unfortunate. And there is another character.
Bit of baggage from
that
acting.
They do the same thing with this film, and she's from
Merlin. She plays Morgana in like 5 or 6 seasons of Merlin.
They decided to cast her as the wife.
So she's not playing Morgana in this film, but the moment you see her, you go, oh, it's Morgana.
Okay, the score and the music kind of sets the pacing of the whole film.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, it opens big, like a kind of brass, like brar. Love it. It's so good. But what he's cleverly done, I think it's obvious that Guy Ritchie has had his hands all over the score.
Yeah.
But it's so integral to the part of the editing. So to drive each new scene, or you want to move the story on, he's used the visuals with the audio.
Yeah.
And so it's so cleverly pasted and cut, and he's just like with his kind of fast pacing, like a way he wants to do a montage, he's included those in part of his scene, so it just jumps from one to another. This is where I was talking about, it's such a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's the brr, 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 next bit, and he kind of lets you go down and developing your character, and then more brr, brr. I love it. Just if you want to see the brr brrs, then this is definitely a film for you.
It's quite epic.
It is. Which leads us on to the visual style of the film. Oh my
goodness.
Again.
So stunning. Visually, this film just, it rivals the best of them. It's just got the most beautiful colour palette. It's got spectacular scenery. The CG is flawless. Well, in my opinion, I couldn't spot any moments where I was like, that's fake. In terms of visuals, there was just one little gripe that I have, and that is that sometimes I want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So Guy Ritchie likes to do this technique where he does it sped up and then slowed down, and then sped up and then slowed down, particularly in the fight scenes. And although it is spectacular to watch, and it really it keeps it going fast paced, but he gives you moments where it's slowed down so you can actually see what's going on. But it kind of frustrated me a little bit. I wanted to see more of the beautiful choreography, because clearly they've worked very hard to make the choreography good. So why would you then not show me that?
So is it worth watching at the cinema? I personally think yes, it's amazing. It's a
visually, yes.
It's a visual ride that goes up and down. And if you can just ignore a few of the quirks and kinks that might annoy you and just literally go for the ride, then this is what a Hollywood blockbuster film is for.
I think in terms of Guy Ritchie taking on this particular legend, wow, well, that's brave. And I think he did actually manage to produce something that is a bit fresh.
That's been our review for King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Yep.
Thanks for listening. I hope you found it informative. Do check out our other reviews and videos. Okay, so if you would like to win this very cool The Last Night Transform... Well, it's definitely not going to be the last Transformers film. But
probably not.
I think they've got another 9 coming.
What?
Yeah. Go ahead, leave a comment, share this video, and you could win this very cool poster. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.